Hello everyone and welcome to Kyoto. In this series of videos we are going to feature some of the great highlights of this part of Japan. Remember, as always, if you are interested in our videos, click on that subscribe button and we will notify you of new videos coming up. But for now, let's explore Kyoto. So this is the large torii that greets us at the entrance to the Omatisando, heading in to the Heian Jinja. Now this shrine is relatively new for Kyoto. It was built to dedicate the 1100th anniversary of the creation of Kyoto, or the beginning of the Heian period. The shrine was built in the Meiji era, around 1895. The history of Kyoto is a very interesting one. So the Japanese court, the Japanese imperial court system, started actually in Nara. And in Nara the court system was created, but really in Kyoto the court system came into itself. So the Heian period, or the Kyoto period, when the emperor moved from Nara to Kyoto, occurred in 794, and this period continued till about 1185, I believe, when Kyoto fell and the birth of the Kamakura period was created and the court, or the government, moved to Kamakura. Now this shrine commemorates the 1100th year of the Heian creation. As I said, it's a relatively new shrine, but it is dedicated to Kyoto and its inception. So let's look inside. Coming into the Jinja, we are greeted by two beautiful lanterns. And the main hall, or honten area. You also have, with the sound of the Emma in the background, the main hall area, and two turret prayer centers. One is on this side, as you can see, very much in similarity with the Ningyo, the Kyoto castle style of architecture. And this is what it's supposed to be, a dedication to the Heian period. And then if we look here past the main prayer area, we can see the second one. To your right, the main prayer area. So here is a large-scale view of Heian Jinja. On the right, you will see the entrance hall. There are then a series of praying areas and a vast expanse of gravel courtyards. And then you have the main praying area, the main inner shrine area, and to the right of that you have a very interesting prayer area, and that prayer area is very similar to this one. Now, this shrine, as I said, is dedicated to the remembrance of the Heian era, and so the shrine imitates the Heian court and the styles used in the Heian court. And so if you look at the turrets, they are very much designed around the imperial castle style. Let me tell you a little bit about the history of this place. As I said before, it was created to remember the creation of the Heian era. Now, many shrines and many temples in Kyoto were destroyed during a great civil war, a great battle between two clans. That battle is known as the Onin Wars, which really occurred after the fall of Kamakura and the start of what Japanese call the Warring States, which is the Muromachi period. I want to explain a little bit about the history of the Onin Wars, because these wars really did affect Kyoto. If you listen to Kyoto people, when they talk about the Great War, they are not talking about World War I or even World War II. They are talking about the Onin Wars. So, what were the Onin Wars? Kyoto, as I've said before, was created after the Nara period. So the emperor moved from Nara. The Naran period was around late 500s onwards, and the emperor moved from Nara into Kyoto in 794. During that time, the Fujiwara clan were the main clan dominant in the area. Now, in the late Heian period and the fall of the emperor and the fall of the imperial court, which occurred around about the late 1100s, there was a conflict, and that conflict was between the Heike and the Genji. So the Genji were the Minamoto clan, and the Heike were the existing ruling clan. They took over from the Fujiwaras. During this battle, and it was long battles and many strifes, actually you can read about it in Heike Monogatari, one of the classic books of Japan. So during this strike and these fights and conflicts, the Genji won, the Minamoto clan won, Kyoto fell, and everything was moved to Kamakura, and that was the beginning of the Kamakura period. After that, the court split between the southern court, Kyoto, and the northern court, Kamakura. The emperor from the southern court tried constantly to attack the northern court and to unify the country, and eventually he did that. Emperor Dogaigo did that, but that didn't bring peace to Kyoto. That actually brought war. During the Muromachi period, there were shogunates, and these shogunates were fighting. Really, they were fighting because they were trying to work out the succession. Who would be the next shogunate? And there were two sides fighting in this shogunate war. One was called Hosokawa, and the other one was called Uchi. Now, the Hosokawa clan actually can trace their history back to the Genji, and so they were one of the clans who broke away from the imperial court to form Kamakura. So they were looked on suspiciously by the Kyoto people, although their history is based in Kyoto. So they supported one of the brothers who wanted to go for secession for the shogunate. The second group is the Uchi clan, and they originally came from Yamaguchi prefecture. So they are originally not Kyoto people, but they took over after Heian fell. There was a big vacuum, and they took over the clan's responsibility. So the Fujiwara went down the drain, unfortunately, and these Uchi clan came through, and they made residence here in Kyoto. So the Omin Wars was between these two clans. So both clans, the Hosokawa and the Ouchi, they both supported different brothers to decide who was the shogunate. So one brother said, I am the shogunate, one brother said, I am the shogunate. So Hoshikawa supported one brother, and Ouchi clan supported the other. There was a big civil war, lasted for about 10 years, and it basically destroyed Kyoto. Many of the shrines and the temples were ruined. And so this war is embedded in the Kyotan people's psyche. After the war, there was no peace, unfortunately. It started the Sengoku period, which was the warring state period. So we're looking at around the late 1400s, this kind of period, and this continued, well, from the 1300s really, continued into 1400s, and this really only ended with the siege of Osaka and the beginning of Edo, the Tokugawa reign. That's a little bit of history. Hope you enjoyed it.